Hello, welcome to the stream tonight. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but this is actually a different hold-on screen than the one I've been using before. It may not look it, but it actually has been slightly modified. The penguin with the radio thing, avatar thing, I don't know what that is exactly, has been modified slightly from what it used to be. It used to be corrupted and going through all sorts of corrupted cycles as a GIF, but now it's just a static image, and also the background, the spinning orange background, has been updated. It now runs at 30 frames per second instead of 20, and the colors have been modified slightly. So I like this one better, and yeah, the quality is a lot better too, and also I am now streaming at 720p thanks to having a new computer which has the power to render video in such a quality. So that's nice. And also, I'm streaming at 60 frames per second, so hopefully the quality is not too much that it causes you to buffer all the time. But if it does, just let me know and I will reduce the quality in the future. I'm also streaming at 1600 kilobits if you cared about the technical details, but whatever. So there's also this technical difficulty screen where you do have the old logo thing that I had before, but we don't have technical difficulties right now. Here is the beta layout that I was sort of talking about last night. This is what it ended up being. I changed the orange to the blue, and I actually modified the borders slightly. I still don't know if I like this though. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with this sort of deal where there's like no background or no border per se. It's just the whole game there, or the whole whatever this is. That would be a window for Dolphin. I have to use monitor capture for Dolphin and crop it instead of just using the window capture for some reason for the Dolphin emulator. I don't know why that is, but it refuses to capture normally, so I have to do it this weird way. And that brings me to the topic of what we'll be doing tonight. Now that I have a new computer, I was experimenting around with PS2 emulators and GameCube emulators and DS emulators, all these emulators which I wasn't able to run at full speed previously on my old computer, but I can now run very much fine on my new computer. So, fiddling around with those, I thought, I haven't really done a corruption stream in a while. I wonder if I could corrupt GameCube games. So, I did a little bit of experimenting the other day with Super Monkey Ball 2, and I got corruptions. They weren't necessarily good corruptions, but I did get corruptions. I was able to corrupt the textures of a few of the levels, so that is promising, although this isn't going to be easy to say the least. It's not going to be the sort of press corrupt and now everything is amazing, like sometimes happens with NES or Genesis or Super Nintendo games. It's going to be a lot more difficult to that. and that means that this is going to be a lot of experimenting. It's probably not going to go that well, at least at the start. It's just a whole bunch of trial and error. So with that said, I guess let's go ahead and start doing that. So I figured, since putting all this corruption details on the screen, there might not be quite enough room for that. I decided to basically do dolphin, put that game on top, and then when I'm not showing the game, when it's like corrupting or whatnot, I can show you this, which is just the corruption details. So that's what we have right now. I have loaded the ROM file already for Super Smash Bros. Melee. And we have all these different things. These are all the different files that are in the game. So you can corrupt each thing individually. You don't have to corrupt the entire game, which is nice. So we can pick and choose what we corrupt, assuming we know what plzd.dat is, and I don't. So that's also going to be a lot of trial and error there. So do need to extract this to a place. We can do the desktop and then load up the emulator. There we go. So now what we have to do is pick what we want to corrupt, and I have no idea what that should be. Let's see. I don't know what TY whatever stands for, but there's apparently something to do with characters, because we have Purin there, Jigglypuff, Pichu, and Ness, and Metroid, all these characters here. So I don't know, let's corrupt those two. Let's corrupt Kirby. Let's see if this does anything. And I'm curious, are there any other things that have like character names? DK. Don't know what EF stands for. Might be stages, maybe? I don't know. That's definitely adventure mode, and all-star mode, and simple mode, maybe? Maybe that's just the regular melee mode. But okay, let's go ahead and try just corrupting TY Kirby and whatever the other one was, TY Kirby R. Step byte. I'm going to corrupt every other byte, and the reason I'm going to do that is to make sure that we are corrupting the right thing when we choose Kirby as our character, and go ahead and shift or add 1 to all those bytes. So go ahead and extract the files, and then it's going to corrupt them, and then it's going to create a new disk. This takes about 20 to 30 seconds each time, or maybe not, because it's already done. Super Monkey Ball 2 took like 20, 15 seconds. So here we go. Warning, opening the graphics configuration will do something. Let's get control of the window here. Standard melee, see if we've done anything. Kirby, Yoshi! Level 1 CPU, so I can be good at this game. Here's nothing's been corrupted. Might want to let our game audio, yeah. Oops, that's raising it. Let's go with 7% or 8%. Because this is the first time I streamed on this computer, the audio settings are all screwed up, so actually it's lowered a bit more. It's 6%. We'll go with that. Hopefully this is better. Was it 15% earlier? And this appears to be nothing. Considering it says it's corrupted over 1,000 bytes, it's probably not good. I mean, it's not necessarily not good, it just means it's correct as we thought we were. So, let's go ahead and close that out. If you don't close that, it completely screws everything up, and it like accidentally corrupts twice. So if you don't close out of the window before you corrupt again, it means you might have to completely, you won't have to redo the ROM per se, but you'll have to delete the extracted files and make them extract them again. So let's not corrupt those two. Let's see, is there something else that looks like it might be a thing to corrupt? With PL things. PL actually might be player, come to think of it. So, PL DK might be Donkey Kong. FX is Fox, probably. Ganondorf. Game & Watch. KB, that's probably Kirby. Oh, Kirby has a lot, because that's probably because Kirby can take on the forms of other characters by sucking them in. So maybe Kirby's not a good one to start off with, even though Kirby is my favorite Smash character. Let's go with Donkey Kong, I guess. Although Donkey Kong has a few more than usual. You know what? Let's go with Dr. Mario. I feel like he doesn't get enough respect. So we'll just go ahead and corrupt all these. Start with PLDR. Hope that means Dr. Mario. We'll corrupt every other one again, just to make sure with that it is corrupting the right file. That one. It might crash. Probably will crash. But I can't tell if that's the game or if it's my stomach growling. I don't know. But it appears to be in a locked state. FPS reads 0. So we've corrupted something right. So I think that means we've done the right files. So now the question is, let's stick with just corrupting this one, PLDR. I don't know what all these other ones stand for. So we'll just corrupt that one, and we'll do step size of, for lack of a better choice, better idea of what step size might be good, we'll do 420. So now we are corrupting a lot fewer bytes, and it might actually work this time. We shall see. Also, if for any reason you're curious as to what computer I got, in my little bio thing below, I have a link to my PC part picker page where you can see all the parts of it. And once again, we are in the lock state. I do not do netplay. I'm not really actually playing the game right now. What I'm trying to do is what's called corrupting it, which basically means that you make the game do things it's not supposed to do, like glitch up character animations and textures and stuff like that. But it's a very finicky thing to do, so there's a lot of trial and error involved. So let's oh, is the game audio still too loud? Hold on. There, that's like 4 or 5%. Yeah, I don't do netplay, sorry. I'm not really trying to play the game normally right now, actually. Okay, so we are now corrupting a single byte. So this will actually be a good test to see if it's just not happy with any sort of corruptions. Nope, still locking up after corrupting a single byte. Let's see. swap and let's start at, I don't know, 2,000. So you can see there I've changed add to swap in case it's like a checksum error or something that probably would cause the checksum to stay the same. And then I'm just starting it later in case there's like a problem with corrupting the first byte or something. But I'm going to make that 12,000. Control the window. If focus is on another window. Mr. Game and Watch. That's alright. Let's do ready? Ah, we got something now. There is a single byte of Dr. Mario corrupted. I wonder if we can find out which one it is. Probably not, I would guess.